How to set investing goals. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe and ring the bell for more videos. Goal setting is a vital step toward reaching financial success, especially when it comes to investing. Setting specific, achievable goals can help you to narrow your focus, create a plan, and stay motivated along the way. In this guide, you'll learn the importance of goals, what makes a good investment goal, questions to ask yourself when setting them, and some next steps to take. Key takeaways. Setting investing goals can help provide clarity, motivate you, and allow you to create a game plan to reach financial success. A good investment goal is smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. When setting investment goals, it's important to consider your time horizon, risk tolerance, investment understanding, and other aspects that may impact those goals. You'll need to use different investment strategies for short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. As you work toward your investment goal, track your progress along the way to determine whether you need to change your strategy. Why goals matter. Studies have shown the significance of setting goals in reaching financial success. One well-known example that continues to be referenced is a 1979 study conducted by and of MBA students. Of the graduating students, only 3% had written goals and plans to accomplish them, 13% had unwritten goals, and 84% had no goals at all. After 10 years, the students with unwritten goals were earning an average of twice as much as those students with no goals at all. The small percentage of students with written goals were earning 10 times as much as the rest of the students combined. 1. Goals provide many benefits toward achieving financial success, including providing clarity around what you want, offering motivation, and creating a clear and specific plan to follow. When investing, having goals in place can help individuals take the first step towards something that feels new or overwhelming to them. We often hear from our customers, especially our younger customers, that getting started with investing is a very nerve-wracking part of the experience, said Kelly Lannon, Senior Vice President of Emerging Customers with Fidelity Investments, in an email interview with The Balance. With many different ways to invest, not to mention the potential for market volatility, new investors can understandably feel overwhelmed. That's why it helps to start with the goal. By setting a goal, you can determine the course of action to achieve it, including how, when, and where to invest your money, and how much time you have or need. What makes a good investment goal? The most common rule of thumb that experts recommend for goal setting is the use of SMART goals. It is a mnemonic device that stands for the following. Specific. Setting a specific financial goal requires identifying how much you plan to save and the purpose you plan to save it for. Measurable. Financial goals are often easy to measure. There's a specific dollar amount attached to them, and you can clearly see how close you are to reaching yours. Achievable. While it's okay to set lofty goals, setting goals that aren't achievable can lower your motivation and pull resources away from other goals that you can reach. Relevant. A good investment goal should align with your broader goals and values. Time-bound. Attaching an end date to your goal not only provides some sense of urgency, but also helps you calculate exactly how much you need to save monthly or weekly to achieve the goal. 2. One example of a SMART goal would be, I want to save $1,500 by July for a vacation with my best friend. In this case, you have a specific goal, you know exactly how much you want to save, and what the money is for that is easily measurable, and you know it would fit within your budget. It's also relevant to your personal value of friendship, and it's time-bound, thanks to the deadline you've attached to it. Questions to ask when setting your goals. When you're setting financial goals, there are some guiding questions you can ask yourself to help craft an investment plan and ensure that you're on the right track. We spoke with Taylor Jesse, a certified financial planner, CFP, and the Director of Financial Planning at Taylor Hoffman Wealth Management. Jesse shared a few questions that investors can ask themselves. What do I plan to do with this money? You must get clear about your financial goals and understand just what you're saving for. For example, is it for buying a house, sending a kid to college, or saving for retirement that is years or decades in the future? Jesse said, in general, it is best to separate your money into different buckets for different goals because your investment approach should be different for each. When do I expect to need this money? Your time horizon is the number of years before you plan to need your investment money, and it's an important part of building your investment strategy. The longer your time horizon, the more aggressive you can usually afford to be in your portfolio. How much risk am I comfortable with? While general rules of thumb can apply to most investors, everyone has their own risk tolerance, and their investment portfolio should reflect that. There are no guarantees when you invest in anything, not just the stock market, so think about how much you are comfortable losing if it doesn't turn out the way you hope, Jesse said. What else could this money be used for? While investing can be an excellent way to reach your financial goals even sooner, it's crucial to ensure that you aren't putting money at risk that you may need for something else. For example, while your emergency fund may only be earning a small amount of interest in a savings account, it's probably not money you want to put at risk in more aggressive investments. Do I understand what I am invested in? Regardless of what's in your investment portfolio, it's important that you fully comprehend what you're invested in. In the case of individual stocks, you should understand the companies and become familiar with their financial situations. In the case of mutual funds, understand the goals and the fund's manager's investment strategies. How to set realistic investing goals. It's easy to discuss the importance of setting goals, but taking the steps necessary to set and achieve your financial goals is something else entirely. Below, you'll find steps to follow to properly set realistic investing goals. 1. Identify your goal. The first step toward achieving your goals is to identify what exactly you want to achieve. Common investing goals include retirement, a child's college education, or a dream home. Knowing your goal and making it smart will help you create an investment plan to reach it. 2. Identify your investment strategy. When deciding how you'll invest the savings for your goal, be sure to consider your time horizon. According to the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, short-term goals, those achievable in less than 3 years, may be best suited to liquid investments like cash, treasury bills, and money market accounts. For midterm goals that are 3 to 10 years away, you can balance your portfolio between high-quality fixed income investments and stocks. Finally, for long-term goals that are more than 10 years away, you can take a more aggressive approach, investing in stocks, mutual funds, and exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Point 3. It's critical to not get caught up in the excitement of day trading, cryptocurrency, and other investment trends. While they can have a place in some investment portfolios, Jesse recommends a more steady approach for financial goals. People can set realistic investment goals by first understanding that investing should be more like watching paint dry than like going to Vegas, Jesse said. 3. Start small. According to a recent survey from Fidelity, 36% of Gen Z adults who did not trade during the market volatility in Q1 of 2021 would feel more comfortable starting to trade if they could do so with small amounts of money. Point 4. And according to Lannon, a simple adjustment to an investor's approach can make their goals feel more achievable. For newer investors, and for those who may be more risk-averse, it may be best to start small and get a better understanding of the process, Lannon said. 4. Look for support. Finding the advice and support you need to reach your financial goals has never been easier. Countless social media pages share in-depth financial advice about investing and other topics. Most investing platforms have educational resources on their websites to help investors get started. If you are a person of color seeking financial advice, or are a financial professional yourself, Chip Professional provides free online and in-person services with Black and Latinx financial professionals, as well as paid membership programs, networking opportunities, and more. Point 5. Measuring your progress. Your work isn't over once you set your financial goal and build your investment portfolio. It's important to track your progress to ensure that you're on the right track. The easiest way to track and measure progress toward goals is to use an app or online financial planning tool, Jesse said. Not to oversimplify, but with these tools, you can input your current assets, how much you're saving, and the dollar amount of financial goals you want to achieve, i.e., college, retirement, buying a vacation home, and the tool will generate some kind of score or graph to show you whether you're on track. As you measure your progress toward reaching your goal, you should also be prepared to change your strategy if what you're doing isn't working. In many cases, you may need to change your investment strategy or increase the amount you're saving each month. Just remember, especially in the case of investing, not to check in too often. The stock market fluctuates daily, and it's easy to panic if the numbers go down. Checking your investments too often can create unnecessary anxiety that can lead you to make emotional decisions with your portfolio. Frequently asked questions, facts. How does investing work? When you invest, you buy an asset like a stock or bond with the hope of a financial return. You can generally make money in one of two ways. You can earn money through dividends or interest. You might also have capital gains when your assets' value increases. If you buy a stock for $5 per share and sell it for more, for example, you've made a profit on your investment. When is investing important? Investing is a great way to make your money work for you thanks to compounding. For short-term goals, avoid putting your money at risk and consider an FDIC-insured banking product instead. How do I start investing? Smart goals and online brokerage platforms help you to start investing quickly and without an advisor. Steps to follow include picking an investment platform, picking a mid or long-term goal, considering risks, building your portfolio. Many traditional firms offer robo-advisors, which pick your investments for you based on your goals and timeline. Diversifying your portfolio with stocks, bonds, or pooled investments. What is personal finance? Personal finance describes how you save, spend, and invest the money you have, your financial resources. If you're good at managing money, then you're good at personal finance and vice versa. Money touches every fabric of your life. When you don't know how to manage it properly, it may lead to anxiety, stress, and a whole lot of headaches. However, when you master the concepts of personal finance, it may lead to freedom, happiness, success, and security. Here's how to do it. Definition and examples of personal finance. Personal finance is a concept used to define how well you manage your money. It takes a look at how you spend, save, protect, and invest your financial resources to create the type of lifestyle you want to enjoy. Personal finance covers a range of topics, including income generation, budgeting, banking, insurance, loans and mortgages, investments, retirement planning, tax and estate planning. Personal finance is simply the approach we take to using money, said Todd Christensen, AFP Debt Reduction Services, and author of Everyday Money for Everyday People. According to Christensen, examples of personal finance might include planning your monthly spending, balancing your checkbook or debit account, transferring money from your checking account to your savings account, setting up direct deposit for an IRA, taking only the cash you plan to use on groceries into the store so you don't overspend. How personal finance works. You may have heard your grandparents say, live below your means and save the rest. This is the essence of personal finance, making smart decisions with your money now, so you have freedom and options later on. Personal finance is more than budgeting, said Lauren Zangardi-Haynes, a CFP, CIMA, and CPA at Spark Financial Advisors. It's understanding credit cards, how compound interest works for you or against you, understanding Roth versus pre-tax savings, planning for a rainy day, making housing decisions, and saving for college and retirement. It's interwoven in our daily lives at every corner. Zangardi-Haynes went on to say that understanding personal finance is key to reducing anxiety around money. You don't have to be an expert. You just need to know the basics. How can you be good at personal finance? Being good at personal finance is all about making your money work for you regardless of how much you have. Money touches every aspect of life, and if a person doesn't know how to manage it, then it can lead to a lifetime of headaches and stress, said Ksenia Udina, CFA, founder and CEO of Honest. Once a person gets a handle on their finances, then they can spend time focusing on the things that matter most in life. Here's how to get good at personal finance. Set clear financial goals. Everyone has a vision of what financial success looks like to them. Maybe for you, it's having a credit score over 800, retiring by age 50, or helping your kids avoid the student loan squeeze. For others, it may be driving a luxury car or owning a second home by the beach. Whatever your goals are, you must create a clear framework for achieving them if you want to be successful. Be smart about your goals. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Smart. Start budgeting. Learning to budget is one of the basics of personal finance. It involves tracking your income and expenses so you can see where your money is going each month. When done right, a budget puts you in control of your money. It gives you the freedom to spend more on things you love by spending less on things you don't. There are a lot of budgeting apps to help you automate the process. Build an emergency fund. If you always feel like you don't have enough money to pay the bills, an emergency fund could provide some relief. It's one of the basics of personal finance because it gives you a safety net to fall back on if something unexpected happens, such as your car breaks down or your cat needs an emergency vet visit. Many financial advisors suggest you keep 3 to 6 months of basic expenses in a savings account for your emergency fund. If that seems out of reach, start small with a $1,000 starter fund or 1 month's worth of expenses. Anything is better than nothing. Pay off debt. Getting out of debt can be challenging, but there are a lot of reasons why you should do it. Becoming debt-free increases your financial security, gives you more money to spend on things you enjoy, and improves your credit score. Making a plan to pay off your debt can be one of the best things you do for your personal finances, especially if you have high-interest debt. Eliminating high-interest debt should be a top priority when it comes to personal finance, said Udina. This type of debt can quickly spiral out of control and derail any financial plan you have in place. Start saving for retirement. Saving for retirement has all types of benefits. You can deduct contributions from your taxes, you build up a nest egg for the future, and you may get free money if your employer offers matching contributions. Many financial experts recommend saving 15% of your pre-tax income for retirement. Point 1. If you're not saving anything at the moment, contribute at least enough to get the full employer match, if one's available. After that, consider maxing out a Roth IRA, then going back to your 401k. This is a popular retirement savings rule of thumb people follow. Stick with it. The goal of personal finance is to spend less so you have more money to save and invest. Although it's a simple concept to grasp, it can be difficult to stick with it when you're constantly bombarded with marketing messages telling you to buy more. Each time you go to make a purchase, ask yourself, does this item bring me one step closer to the life I want to live? Will I enjoy this purchase, or am I just buying it to buy it? By asking yourself questions like these, you align your spending with your values and minimize your chances of wasting money on something that puts you farther away from your goals. Increase your personal finance literacy. When you have financial literacy, you understand all the facts, tools, and principles you need to be smart with money. Unfortunately, financial literacy isn't taught in many U.S. school systems. It's up to you to seek out this information if you want to be successful with your finances. Stuck on where to start? Here are 3 resources you can tap into to increase your personal finance literacy. Personal finance podcasts. Some personal finance topics can be confusing, even dull, especially if you're new to it. Podcasts that break topics down in clear, inviting ways can help you better visualize how they apply to your life. There's no shortage of great personal finance podcasts to listen to and learn from. Personal finance books. Reading personal finance books is also a great way to learn how to manage your money better. Books cover all the personal finance basics, including how to invest, pay off debt, change your money mindset, increase your income, and more. Save money by borrowing personal finance books for free from your local library. Personal finance software. Personal finance software and apps are hands-on tools you can use to manage your money and reach your goals. Some help you budget and track expenses, while others help you manage your investments. Key takeaways. Personal finance refers to how you spend, save, invest, and manage the financial resources you have. Personal finance is important because it determines the type of lifestyle you're able to enjoy both now and in the future. At its most basic level, personal finance is about spending less than you earn and using what's left to reach your goals. You can increase your financial literacy by seeking out personal finance podcasts, books, apps, and other resources. Challenge yourself with a no-spend month to save money. If you're looking to supercharge your savings, a no-spend challenge may be a good way to start. A no-spend challenge is a period of time when you commit to not spending money on non-essentials. Many people do no-spend challenges for 1 month, but if that sounds intimidating, you could start small with 1 week or even 1 day. While a no-spend month may sound daunting, the challenge aspect may actually be fun. Learn how to complete a no-spend month to conquer your financial goals. Evaluate your spending. Before you start your no-spend month, look at where your money is going each month. Review your paychecks, bank statements, and receipts. Next, divide your expenses into necessities and extras. The latter is what you'll temporarily live without during the challenge. Then make a written budget so you can plan for the no-spend month. Most necessities will be pretty obvious. Your rent or mortgage, minimum monthly debt payments, groceries, medications, and insurance. Likewise, you'll probably find spending categories you can live without, such as dining at restaurants or ordering takeout, manicures, or late-night online impulse buys. These should be added to your no-spend list. Some categories may not be so obvious. Filling up your gas tank may be necessary if you drive to and from work. However, if you work from home, you may be able to cut gas from your budget and walk or bike when needed instead. Consider each expense before putting it into one of the two categories. There may also be some things you could live without if you were forced to, but maybe aren't worth cutting. For example, spending $8.99 a month on a basic Netflix subscription may be worth it to you because it buys you hours of entertainment and helps you avoid spending money on other things, such as more expensive tickets to a movie theater. Point 1. Why are you not spending? Set a goal. Cutting extras out of your budget isn't going to be easy. You need to have a reason for not spending that money if you want to stay motivated. So before you get started, set a financial goal and write it down. Save more money may not be a good enough goal because it's very general. Instead, use the SMART goal format. Your goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Point 2. Here are a few examples of SMART goals. Add $100 to the emergency fund in 1 week by cutting out unnecessary spending. Reduce a credit card balance by $500 in 1 month by doing a frugal February challenge. Save an additional $1,000 for a down payment fund in 30 days by cutting all extras from the budget. Research shows that setting specific difficult goals actually leads to higher performance and more positive outcomes. Point 3. So if a no-spend month with a goal to save $500 seems like a tough challenge, you may find it even more rewarding in the end. Don't do it by yourself. A no-spend month doesn't have to be a no-fun month. Try enlisting others, your partner or spouse, your kids, or your friends to do a no-spend challenge as well. Not only can you hold one another accountable, but you can come up with ways to not spend money together. For example, if you and your spouse have date night once a week at a restaurant, you could make a date out of cooking together at home every Friday instead. Rather than meeting up with friends for happy hour at a bar, you could take turns hosting BYOB happy hours at home on Wednesdays. Be prepared for bumps in the road. Don't expect everything to go smoothly when you're doing a no-spend month. Unplanned necessary expenses may come up. Don't be so committed to your no-spend month that you avoid going to the doctor or refuse to take your car to a mechanic, even though the check engine light is on. Take care of yourself and worry about the challenge later. Also, accept that you may slip up during your no-spend month, but it's okay. Let's say you order takeout instead of cooking after an exhausting day of work. Give yourself a break. You haven't failed at your challenge. Remind yourself of your goal, whether it's saving more money or getting out of debt, to motivate yourself and get back into no-spend mode. If you end up spending money on non-essentials during your no-spend month, look for ways to spend even less money on essentials to make up the difference. For example, maybe you can freeze your gym membership and work out at home instead, or look for more coupons that can help you save money at the grocery store that week. Track your progress. As you move through your no-spend challenge, track your progress. A budgeting app can help you monitor how much you're actually spending and saving. But to stay motivated and create lasting habits, you may want to go further. If you're a visual person, consider downloading or creating debt payoff or savings charts that you can color in every day. This will help you see how much you've accomplished. Pinterest and websites such as debtfreecards.com may be a good place to find these charts. You could also keep a journal, especially when you're tempted to spend. Think about what you're feeling at that moment. Are you feeling stressed, tired, or anxious? Write it down so you can reflect and learn from the situation. If you've enlisted someone else to join you in your no-spend month challenge, try setting up a time to check in each week, such as every Saturday morning over coffee at your home. You can share your wins, your failures, and how you're feeling. To keep your spending in check, try thinking of purchases in terms of hours worked instead of dollars. For example, if you earn $20 per hour at your job, a $100 purse would equal 5 hours of work. Is it worth it? The bottom line. A no-spend month can help you save more money or reduce debt, but it may not be right for everyone. You may find that a better approach is to make smaller, more permanent cuts to your budget. If you've tried a no-spend challenge and decided it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Focus on your long-term goals, such as saving for retirement, building an emergency fund, or paying off high-interest debt. There's no one-size-fits-all strategy to accomplish any of these financial goals. A no-spend month will look a little different for everyone. You get to decide how far you're willing to take it. If you try a no-spend challenge and it doesn't go perfectly, focus on the wins, no matter how small. Every extra dollar is a step in the right